Grand Rising. Most High put it on my heart to speak on a certain subject, but before I do that, be on the lookout for another video or another live later on this morning, maybe around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, somewhere around there this morning. But I wanted to touch on this subject because I got a couple of people making videos and sending me some information about it. And so I'm going to touch on this right now, talking about rebuking other people here in the truth. Situation has come up. Somehow, I don't know how I got drugged into this. People posting videos on my comment section talking about a situation going on between two other brothers here and a wife. I do not understand. I don't know the situation. I only heard one side of it. I only watched a little bit of the video, and that was it. But something that I think a lot of people, are really quick to kind of jump on is rebuking people for certain things. Okay? But what we must understand is that every action has evil and good in it. Okay? And intention is really what is going on, is really what is important. Things on the outside may seem evil, but they work out for good. Things that look good might also be evil because they're working things in the background for bad. This is why the Most High is truly going to be the judge of absolutely everything, because it's impossible to know people's intentions, right? No one knows the real heart of a person. The vast majority of the world has been talking about they've been doing everything for the good of everyone, but their intentions have been to destroy the Most High and His people. This is why we must be really, careful. That's why I don't just, sit here and just jump into things when I don't know the whole thing. And really, I'm never going to know the whole thing until I stand in front of the Most High. There's many, I can speak for myself. Okay? Well, we'll speak about it a little after we read a little bit. Okay? But I don't know the situation that's going on. Okay? But I'm going to show you something that shows you that neither do you. Just because we hear one person's perspective doesn't mean there's other things. There's always an underlying reason or things that are going on. And like I said, sometimes things might look evil. It might work out for good. Some things might look good and be working out for evil. So let's go ahead and check this out, because I can only speak for myself and the things that I have experienced and I have seen. And I think this, we as a people, we're not in our lands. We have not been, brought back to our lands, right? We're not under being able to follow our laws perfectly. So I just kind of find it crazy, but people want to say certain things and say we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do this, we got to do that. I said, but we're not in our lands. We don't know who's who. We don't know exactly who's Israel and who's not. Okay? I don't believe that these laws pertain to Gentiles. I don't see. That's what they've done, is they use our laws against us. Okay, in order to keep us from doing what would destroy their society, destroy their families. They love to talk about how I remember that years ago. From Malcolm. Oh, I couldn't talk to this woman because I can't talk to her because her husband didn't allow it, so therefore I couldn't bring her the truth. And I'm like, if her husband is a heathen, and it doesn't matter what color he is, if he's following white Jesus, if he's following Cesare Borgia, he's not our brother. He's not under these laws. So therefore, these laws don't apply to that relationship. Okay, so like I said, first before I even get into this, I'm talking about Israelites who have been awakened, right? That's who we're supposed to treat a certain way. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, this stuff to me does not pertain to Psalms 83. How we treat each other is very, very important. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into this real quick. Old Testament pseudepigrapha. Now, there's other books, okay, that have been hidden that also were pertain to us as a people. So you're not going to get all the understanding just out of the Bible. You're going to get it in other books. You're also going to get it in the Spirit. The Spirit, at first I was like, hey, this doesn't have anything to do with me, so I'm not even going to I got other stuff I need to concentrate on. There's other things that are going on. And I always look at like timing of things. Like, why are things coming out at this time? I said, I've been really concentrating on prophecy. That's what Most High has me talking about. Most High has me talking about things that are going on, relating it to other books, relating to information, relating it to getting our history back, getting our understanding back, understanding about the things that we've done as far as like what they would call witchcraft and things like that, which I'm going to talk about later on. But the Most High wanted me to talk about this because I woke up this morning and this was on my heart. One of the sisters sent me an email, and so I was like, you know what? I think Most High, you want me to talk about this, so I'm gonna get into this. Okay? Now, a lot of this, I can only speak from my experience. Okay? What's going on between these two brothers and the wife? I said that has nothing to do with me. I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything from the other side. Haven't heard anything from the wife. Probably won't. So that's between them. If they got an issue of what's going on between those two, I said that's between the husband and the other brother and the wife. Okay? And of course, the Most High. It's like all three and the Most High. Okay? They brought it out to the nation with a video and everything else. I said, but those are things that also can be. Am I their judge? Are they bringing things? Is he putting a video on my channel because he wants me to judge? Is he under my authority? You know what I'm saying? Like we'll see how all this works out. I said this is between what the Most High really. He knows the intentions of all three. He knows what was going on between all three. Okay, so ultimately the Most High is going to know the intentions and what happened and what should be the judgment, and the Most High will render all of that. Okay, but I want to touch on this from an outsider's perspective looking in, because a lot of people are quick to make judgments. It says, but you don't understand that there are also intentions behind what is going on. The Testament of Asher, the 10th son of Jacob and Zilpah. A copy of the Testament of Asher, the things he spoke to his sons in the 125th year of his life. While he was still healthy, he said to them, listen, children of Asher, to your father. I will show you everything that is right in the sight of the Most High. The Most High has granted two ways to the Son of Men. Mindsets, two lines of actions, two models, and two goals. Accordingly, everything is in pairs. The one over against the other. The two ways are good and evil. Concerning them are two dispositions within our breasts that choose between them. If the soul wants to follow the good way, all of its deeds are done in righteousness, and every sin is immediately repented. Now, this is very important. This all talks about intentions. Okay, so again, if the soul wants to follow the good way, all of its deeds are done in righteousness, and every sin is immediately repented. Contemplating just deeds and rejecting wickedness, the soul overcomes evil and uproots sin. Okay, but if the mind is disposed towards evil, all the deeds are wicked, driving out the good. It accepts the evil and is overmastered by Beliar, who even when good is undertaken, presses the struggle so as to make the aim of his action into evil, since the devil's storehouse is filled with the venom of the evil spirit. So you're going to see certain actions on the outside may seem good. You see Donald Trump taking care of his children. He provides for them. So therefore, society will look at him as doing good. A man might have one wife, goes to work, provides for his family. They go to church every Sunday, right? He puts them through college, takes them on vacations every year. On the outside, looks like he's doing a great job. But underline, he's doing evil. Because he's pushing all of the lies of this society and actually cursing the Most High's chosen people by still calling them black, African American, slaves, nothing, agreeing to them being 3/5 of a man. So like I said, outside appearances can look a certain way. But then everything underneath is evil. That works out through all of society. Okay? So the soul, they say, may in words express good for the sake of evil. But the outcome of the action leads to evil. There is a man who has no mercy on the one who serves him in performing an evil deed. There are two aspects of this, but the whole is wicked. And there is a man who loves the one who does the evil, as he is himself involved in evil, so that he would choose to die in evil for the evildoer's sake. Okay? There are also two aspects of this, but the whole situation is evil. Although indeed love is there, yet in wickedness is evil concealed. In name it is as though it were good, but the outcome of the act is to bring evil. And that's the thing. What is the outcome of the act? The outcome of the act is to bring evil. Just like people are going to church today. Looks like it's going to be good, but the outcome is going to be evil because they're going to do nothing but push the same lies that have been present through this society. They're still going to push, trying to keep us at the bottom, trying to keep the Most High people cursed at the bottom, while promoting their God outwardly. It's going to sound beautiful, going to have great music and dancing and everything else, but ultimately, underlying, the intentions are to bring evil. Okay? Although, indeed, love is there. Oh, hold on. Although indeed love is there, yet in wickedness is evil concealed. In name, it is as though it were good, but the outcome of the act is to bring evil. Someone steals, deals unjustly, robs, cheats, but yet he has pity on the poor. This also has two aspects, but is evil as a whole. So people can rob, cheat, steal, do all these things outside, right? But they give money to the poor. Well, I'm going to give you a little something right here. But see, it all works towards evil. Just because you see them giving money to the poor, but they're doing all these other things, shows you that what the intentions are is evil. So the whole thing, even giving the money to the poor, is still evil. Has mercy on the poor, disregards the Lord who uttered the law's commands. He provokes him, and yet he alleviates the plight of the poor day laborer. He defiles the soul and makes and takes pride in his own body. He kills many, yet has pity on a few. So he kills many, destroying many, but has pity on a few. That still is going to be considered evil. Okay? This also has two aspects, but is evil as a whole. Someone else commits adultery and is sexually promiscuous, yet is abstemious in his eating. Same thing. You could be, practicing sexual or immorality, but you could be fasting and things like that. Again, it's showing you that there's two aspects to everything. While fasting, he is committing evil deeds. Through the power of his wealth, he ravages many, and yet in spite of his excess evil, he performs the commandments. Okay? This also has two aspects, but is evil as a whole. See that? So it's like you don't know the intentions of people. Their actions might say something. That's why you have to try the spirit and look at them as a whole. Okay? Such persons are hares, because although they are halfway clean, in truth, they are unclean. For this is what God has said on the tables of the commandments. Okay, so it's not as easy as just looking at people, looking at things that they're doing, and looking at one action and thinking that you understand everything about that individual. You look at priests, look at pastors. On the outside, they look like they're doing all these great things. But underneath, they're doing the most evil. They are leading the most to destruction. All the while, look at how they present us. They're so godly. They're so soft spoken. They're so close to God. But in reality, behind closed doors, they're raping children. They're raping nuns. They're doing all of this witchcraft and things like that. So on the outside, like I said, it might look a certain way. But behind the scenes, the Most High knows their intentions. And that works the other way as well. Things can look like evil, but we don't know the intentions behind the scenes. Okay, so look. 3. But you, my children, do not be two-faced like them. Okay, so it might look like we're two-faced, but we're not being two-faced like them. We're being two-faced the opposite way. We might be doing things that look evil on the outside sometimes, but underneath, we're doing the will of the Most High. Okay, these are some things that I have struggled with, and I'll talk to you guys about that shortly. But you, my children, do not be two-faced like them, one good and the other evil. Rather, cling only to goodness, because in it, the Most High, power is at rest, and men aspire to it. Flee from the evil tendency, destroying the devil by your good works. For those who are two-faced are not of the Most High, but they are enslaved to their evil desires, so that they might be pleasing to Beliar and to persons like themselves. Okay? Now watch. For persons who are good and are single-minded, even though they are considered to be two-faced to be sinners. Okay? So again, even though they are considered to be two-faced, to be sinners, are righteous before the Most High. For many who destroy the wicked perform two works, good and evil. Okay? So to think that we are always going to just perform good works or things that are going to look good all the time is really lying to yourselves. Okay? I'll get into this in a minute. But it is good as a whole because evil is uprooted and destroyed. If evil is uprooted and destroyed, even though sometimes things might not look a certain way, that again is the Most High. That is why we have to make sure you leave things to the Most High and be slow to judge at times, because we don't understand everything that is going on. Okay? So again, but it is good as a whole because evil is uprooted and destroyed. One person hates the man who, though merciful, is also unjust, or who is an adulterer, even though he fasts, and thus is two-faced. But his work is good as a whole. So see, someone can be thought of as them being an adulterer, but they are uprooting evil behind the scenes. All right? So you don't understand. That's why it's really understand. You don't understand. The Most High does these things. It's not always right out in the open and easy to understand or easy to ascertain the truth from situations. So again, one person hates the man who, though merciful, is also unjust, or who is an adulterer, even though he fasts, and though merciful, is also unjust. Oh, sorry. Or who is an adulterer, even though he fasts, okay, and thus is two-faced. But his work is good as a whole, because he imitates the Most High, not accepting the seeming good as though it were the truly good. Okay? Now, I'm not even talking about the other situation because I don't know what's going on. I don't know the intentions, and I don't know what's going on between those relationships. But what I can do is I can speak for myself. Okay? Because as a man, if we're talking about the Bible, I'm not supposed to be teaching other men's wives. I'm not supposed to be teaching other men's wives. If we're just going to go off what the Bible says, they're supposed to be learning, women are supposed to be learning from their husbands. This is something I struggled with for years. I am a homewrecker. I have destroyed families. I have caused divorces. I have caused women to probably look at me lustfully. That is because we are on a same kind of a wavelength, and it has nothing to do with my looks or whatever else. It has to do with our spirits. Our spirits could be joined because we are all like connected to the Most High, connected to the Holy Spirit. Right? So, just like Paul and Thecla, when Paul was speaking, okay, and she had a fiance, and once she heard the words of Paul, she was mesmerized by Paul's words. She walked away from her family because, not because Paul and her had anything sexually, just because she was drawn to the voice of Paul and she connected with him. She turned her back on everything. Could that be considered spiritually cheating? Yes. Could that mean that Paul destroyed her relationship? Yes. Did Paul destroy the relationship with Thecla and her mother? Yes. Did they physically have any kind of a relationship? Not at that time. But this shows you how this, on the outside, it could look like, oh man, Paul is calling us all these problems. He's making all these women refuse to sleep with their husbands. That was in Paul and Thecla. All because was he sleeping with all of these women? No. But because they had a spiritual connection, he was destroying families. And that's why all these men went to the governor to get Paul arrested. So this could be also considered spiritual fornication. This is why I don't believe that, what we do as far as destroying the, houses of or families of like when our women are with other nations. I don't believe that because they were never supposed to have been with them in the first place. And the Most High is calling them out of that. So could it be considered spiritual fornication? Because I've taught probably millions of women when their men have not been able to or not called to teach them. Have I not caused? I'm sure I've caused much strife even in the Israelite community because we have different levels of understanding in the Israelite community. We have people who only believe in 66 books. We have people who don't want to read other books. Has there been strife with that? Yes. This is how you get more understanding because when you get into other books, why do they hide these books? Because they knew that our men destroy families. When we speak And if your wife or husband is called into this and you are not, that will cause division in a house. That will cause divorces. That will cause broken families. That will cause children to grow up without their father or mother because they are called into this truth and they are called to separate. So this is something that I have dealt with because, like I said, I know that things that I say carry weight with many people. And it's caused many problems. It caused problems in my own house when I first got into this. My wife and I were on the verge of a divorce when I got into this truth, and she did not want to follow. So I saw that in my own house. So I know it happens in other houses as well. It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with separation. This is why I'm not quick to just judge people because I don't know intentions, and the Most High knows that I have to have faith and trust that He knows exactly what He's doing, which I do. Things at times might not look right, might not look good, but I must trust that, hey, if it's meant for evil, the Most High will know, and the Most High will deal with the situation. If it's meant for good, then I don't want to be the one that sat here and jump to conclusions when I didn't understand the whole story. When I'm only able to see, one page or one paragraph of a 300-page book, I can't sit there and act like I know everything that is going on. So this, again, that's why it's very important to think about these types of things. I've prayed about this for many years because I've had women text me, email me, and whatever else, or message me and things like that about issues in their family or issues in their marriage because their husband doesn't want to follow. What should I do? Their wife doesn't want to follow. What should I do? Their children don't want to follow. What should they do? In the scriptures, our apostles were told to leave their families, leave their wives, leave their children, leave their families. So on the outside, that would look bad. Abandoning, if they have wives, abandoning their wives. But ultimately, it all works for good. So again, one person hates the man who, though merciful, is also unjust, or who is an adulterer, even though he fasts, and thus is two-faced. So he can be an adulterer, even though he's fasting, looking like he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's an adulterer. People are jumping on the whole adulterer part, but they're not talking about the next part, which says, but his work is good as a whole, because he imitates the Most High, not accepting the seeming good as though it were truly good. And that's something I had to learn, like not looking at what would seemingly would be good would be like, hey, me not sharing this information so they can be happily married, blissfully going to church on Sundays and everything else. Now, I'm not saying the situation between these other three people is this, but ultimately is between the Most High. That's between the Most High and those three in the triangle situation. Okay? So another person does not want to see... Hold on, my friends. Another person does not want to see any pleasant days among the convivial, lest they disgrace the body and pollute the soul. This also has two aspects, but is good on the whole. For such persons are like gazelles and stags. In appearance, they seem wild and unclean, but as a whole, they are clean. They live by zeal for the Most High, abstaining from what God hates and has forbidden through His commandments, staving off evil by the good. So like I said, as a nation, like I said, we need to pray about situations and let the Most High work. Because trust me, if things are not, if it's not meant for good, the Most High will reveal it. If the intentions behind it are evil, whoever is committing those actions, it will be revealed. So like I said, we're not in our lands at this point. We don't know exactly who is who. We don't know exactly why the Most High has people fostering relationships that on the outside might not look good. We don't understand like how things are going between certain individuals and their walk with the Most High. We don't know. We don't understand. I can't be on the outside and know what's going on in someone else's house. When we go back to our lands and the Most High, restores the covenant, and we are with our people, our neighbors. Many of these laws were for our neighbors, people that are in our nation. I don't give everybody, just because you look like me, I don't give them the benefit of the doubt of being with us. Because that's the Most High that has to do that. And it goes to other nations as well. Just because you look like another nation doesn't mean necessarily you're not one of us. Now, again, that is between the Most High and you. We're all dealing with the Most High on, individual basis right now. We're not together as a nation. Yes, we are spiritually, soon physically. I pray the Most High will put us back together. We are we're still working through things. There are many laws that we were talking about the Bible and everything else. I said, but we can't follow right now. And the Most High knows this. If you go to Hebrews 13:4, let marriage be held in honor among all, and let the marriage bed be undefiled. For the Most High will judge the sexually immoral and adulterous. The Most High will judge because he knows their intentions. He knows the intentions. He knows Most High sends people to destroy families. The Most High sent Paul many places, just like he did in Paul and Thecla, to destroy families. You don't think he was going from city to city? And just his voice alone was calling people out of relationships. Hold on, family. Hold on, I'm getting something real quick. Where is this one? Hold on. There's all these different laws that we're not even practicing right now. I said because we're not in a position to practice them right now. And we need to be restored, family, Hold on. I'm not going to get into all that right now. But I just wanted to share that, like I said, intentions are very important. And this is why, I understand like situations. I said because I know, because I struggled with that. I used to struggle with that years ago. I don't struggle with it anymore because I understand that we are not the same. The vast majority of the world has been using our scriptures against us. Scriptures that they don't even follow. Scriptures they don't even believe in. And try to make us, actually execute the things in the scriptures while they don't. So I will let that situation, I will leave that to the Most High, and I will, and the truth will always come out. I said and the judgment between them and the Most High, between their actions. All right. So all praise to the Most High. And what I want to say also is this: is that, if the intentions are bad, the Most High will judge. If the intentions are bad, and he knows who needs to be judged and who will be held accountable. And I'll praise to the Most High that I have faith that he will hold anyone accountable for any wrongdoing. And that's why I leave that judgment to the Most High, because I am not privy to all the information. Be on the lookout for another live later on, family. I just wanted to touch on this subject because the Most High led me to talk about it. Much love, family. Shalom.